Hi there, this is Brian at NorCal Carpet Broker, and on today's tips and tricks I want to talk about the difference between laminate flooring and luxury vinyl. One of the misconceptions out there right now is that laminate floor is not waterproof, and actually it is. It's a recent development over the last couple of years, and it has been proven to work. We've had some jobs that have had water all over the floor, and in one case even flooding, that were laminate floors that turned out just fine. Nothing happened to the floor, so we know it works. But let me show you the different products and kind of explain it to you. I'll start with the luxury vinyl, so we'll just go right over here. Here's a product. Here, I'll do this one right here. This is the Provenza Max Core. This is a high-end luxury vinyl. And if you want to point the camera down here, you can see into the side. This is a PVC core. PVC, plastic. And this is a vinyl top. And then there is, you can see it a little bit. Underneath, there's a little foam pad on the bottom of that. Okay. And so this is pure vinyl. You could install this in the bottom of your swimming pool, I guess, and nothing will happen to it. The cons of the vinyl flooring is that it's a softer surface and it does scratch a lot easier than laminate. And the pros, it's just a popular floor. You can pour buckets of water. I guess you could hose it down if you wanted to. I'm sure you wouldn't. But because it's pure vinyl, we know that water won't penetrate it. But I will be honest with you, in our store, we do prefer the laminate product. And I'll show you some laminate and then I'll explain why, okay? So we'll move right here to a laminate floor. This is by Johnson Hardwood. Really good product, okay? This is one of my favorites. And so this is a particle board core with this one has a pad attached to it, and then we'll come back up to the top here. And it's a laminated surface. Think of Formica. If any of you ever the house I grew up in when I was a kid had Formica countertops. It was a pressed board counter with Formica, and my mom wiped it down every day, and we never had any issues with it with water or anything. That's basically what a laminate floor is. But the laminate floor is a much harder, more scratch resistant surface, and now because of the way they build the particle board, it is, at the very least, highly water resistant, and at the very best, most of them now are totally waterproof, meaning you could get them soaking wet and nothing will happen to the floor. You'll have other issues that you're going to have to deal with if your floor gets that wet, but the planks themselves will be fine. One of the major differences, and this comes up in our store all the time, is I'll show you from the side. This is a luxury vinyl plank. And if you see this tongue and groove system right here where it clicks together, you can get a good look at that. So one of the problems with the luxury vinyl, and you can Google this and verify this, is that the tongue and groove systems, because the vinyl is relatively thin, the tongues can break off if the subfloor or the concrete slab is not perfectly flat. And I'm talking perfectly flat. And so that's a common issue, and we hear a lot of horror stories where folks have neither installed the luxury vinyl themselves, or they had a handyman guy do it, or their contractor installed it and he's not really a floor guy and he claims to know how to install it. And usually they'll do a pretty decent job on clicking the floor together, cutting it in, making it fit, and it looks great. But the problem is if they don't float out that concrete slab to where it's perfectly flat, even a brand new concrete slab in a high-end home will have some slight waves in it. And it's really important to get those dips floated out with like a floor leveling compound. It's crucial, because if you don't, the luxury vinyl floor will flex a little bit on the low spots when you walk on it. And then what happens is, over time, and in some cases it doesn't take very much time, within a few months, that tongue and groove system will break, and then you'll see your floor opening up when you walk on it. And so we've seen jobs where it's broken all over the house and the floor totally fails within about a year because of poor floor prep. So the reason I bring that up is on the laminate flooring. I'll grab a different laminate board and you can see. Here's the Mohawk Revwood. It's probably the most popular laminate in the country right now. It's totally 100% waterproof. But look here, if you could zoom in on that tongue and groove, see how thick that tongue and groove system is? It's super thick, it won't break. So even if the floor has a little bit of flex in it, your tongue and groove system won't fail. The floor will remain fully intact, so it won't fail. You still want to level the floor the best you can so there's no movement, but it's a much sturdier floor and way less problems with a waterproof laminate. So I hope that helps you.